Sophia came home that night wearing a relaxed smile, as though spending her evening in the arms of another man was perfectly ordinary. I didn't return the smile. Instead, I fixed it with a steady, cold gaze and spoke in a tone that left no room for debate. You have 10 minutes to sign the divorce papers and leave my house. What she didn't expect was that she wouldn't be facing me alone. Adrian's wife was also there, a woman whose arrival would make this a night Sophia could never erase from memory. When I first met Sophia, I was certain we had something genuine. She was intelligent, driven, and magnetic. Everything I had hoped to find in a partner. Our lives moved quickly. She thrived as a financial consultant while I managed a luxury hospitality brand. We were both consumed by demanding careers, yet we always seemed to find our way back to one another, or so I believed. The shift came quietly at first. Sophia, who had always made time for our evening meals together, began working late more often. I brushed it off, blaming the stress of our jobs. I didn't want to appear suspicious, so I gave her my trust. Then one evening, as we sat watching TV, her phone buzzed. She snatched it up, silenced it quickly, and placed it face down on the table with a nervous little laugh. "Who's that?" I asked, keeping my tone casual. She met my eyes briefly. "Just a client." He's a bit too persistent. It sounded reasonable enough, but her tense posture and the way she clutched her phone told a different story. That night, doubt crept in and it stayed. Over the next few weeks, the signs piled up. Her late nights followed a suspicious pattern. There were more missed calls, more hurriedly hidden text messages, always labeled as work-related. But my instincts told me otherwise. One evening, while she was supposedly meeting another client, I noticed her laptop still open. She had forgotten to log out of her email. What I read made my stomach turn. Explicit, intimate exchanges between her and a man named Adrian. These weren't harmless messages. They described rendezvous at fine restaurants and boutique hotels. Worse still, I knew Adrian. We'd met at one of her work events. The way they had stood too close, laughed too loudly. Suddenly, it all made sense. Still, I didn't confront her right away. Words on a screen weren't enough. I hired a private investigator. Within weeks, he handed me a complete record. Photos, timestamped videos, receipts. Her betrayal was undeniable. But one detail struck me hardest. Adrian's wife, Amal, had no idea. I mailed her an anonymous package containing everything I had, along with a short note. "You deserve to know. If you want to talk, call me." It didn't take long. Amal reached out, her voice calm but heavy with grief. We met in a quiet cafe, where we laid everything bare, the lies, the humiliation, the hurt. Her hands trembled slightly, but her determination was fierce. "I'm going to confront him," she said, "but I want it to hurt." The fire in her eyes sparked something in me. "Then let's do it together." I told her, "Let's make sure they never forget this." She gave a slow nod, a small smile breaking through her composure. "I like your style." For weeks, we planned every detail. Timing, location, delivery, all had to be perfect. Sophia told me she'd be working late on a Saturday. I knew exactly where she'd be, with Adrian and Amal's trust hanging by a thread. I booked a table at the same restaurant, arriving before they did. From a dark corner, Amal and I watched them enter, holding hands, laughing freely as though the world was theirs. My anger simmered, but I held it back. The moment had to be just right. When their entrees were served, we rose from our seats and walked to their table. The moment their eyes met ours, their smiles collapsed. Silence washed over the restaurant. "Sophia," I said evenly, "you forgot to mention you'd be dining with Adrian tonight." "And you, Adrian," Amal added coldly. "Seen had been keeping a busy schedule." Sophia's face flushed. "Jacob, please, I can explain." "You'll have time." I cut in, setting a folder in front of her. "These are divorce papers. You have 10 minutes to sign them. After that, you're out of my house." "Divorce?" she gasped, as though the word were foreign. "You're overreacting." "No, Sophia," I said sharply. "What's absurd is thinking I wouldn't find out. What's ridiculous is how easily you threw our marriage away." Adrian tried to stand, but Amal's hand pressed him firmly back into his seat. "You're not going anywhere," she said icily. "We're not done yet." She pulled out her own folder and opened it. "This will be on your company's desk Monday morning. Let's see how they feel about their CFO using company funds to wine and dine his mistress." Adrian's face drained a color. "You wouldn't?" "Oh, I already have," she replied with chilling calm. Sophia left that night with nothing but her handbag. By morning, I had changed the locks and sent her belongings to her parents' house. She called, texted, even appeared at my workplace. I ignored it all. The divorce was finalized quickly, and she walked away with far less than she had imagined. Adrian's downfall was swift. Amal followed through, and his company fired him. Word of the affair spread fast, staining his reputation. Amal filed for divorce soon after. Last I heard, he was living alone in a rundown apartment, a far cry from the luxury he once flaunted. Amal and I stayed in touch. At first, it was just mutual support, helping each other put our lives back together. Over time, it grew into something more, built on shared pain, mutual respect, and quiet understanding. Betrayal leaves scars, but sometimes it also clears a way for strength to return. Exposing the truth isn't only about revealing lies. It's about making sure those responsible remember exactly what they destroyed. In the end, justice doesn't always take the form of revenge. Sometimes it's simply about standing tall in the ruins, knowing you survive with your dignity unbroken.